The film starts in 1961, where a frightened couple brings their son John to Sean Sandana. John tells her that he hears a voice, which is getting louder and louder. Sean asks John, "Did he do anything?" And John's mother explains that he stole a silver necklace from a gypsy wagon. They tried to return it, but the gypsies did not take it back. Sean tells her to bring John inside, and inside John sees many demonic hands moving towards him. Then Sean starts reading prayers and tries to help him, but suddenly the demon comes into the house, attacks him, and throws him. When John tries to run, the demon throws him from the balcony. When John tries to get up, there is a hole in the ground, and a demonic hand comes out of hell and grabs him. He screams for help, but Sean can't do anything to save him. John is pulled into hell, and in anger, Sean promises to face this demon one day. Then we see Christian Brown, a bank loan officer. Christine was very sincere about her work. The assistant manager's post was vacant in the bank, and Christine thinks that she is most suitable for this post. She goes to her boss and asks what you have thought about this post. The boss says that there are only two candidates in my eyes, one you and one Stu. Christine says that Stu is new and his experience is also less. The boss says that he is of aggressive nature and he can take difficult decisions, and I need someone like this for this post. So Christine says that I can also take difficult decisions. The boss says that I will think about it and tell you. Then at lunchtime, Christine goes to meet her boyfriend Clay, and she gives him an antique coin that she found in her bank. Clay was fond of collecting antique coins. He carefully puts that coin in an envelope. When Christine starts going from there, Clay gets a call from his mom, and Christine stops and starts listening to him. Clay's mom says that she is looking for a girl for him who has a high standard and is successful in life. And Christine gets sad thinking that Clay's mom and dad will not accept an ordinary girl working in the bank. And now it was even more important for her to get the assistant manager's post. In the bank, Christine notices that Stu was going on a rampage to impress the boss. At that time, Christine sees a terrible hand on her table. She sees that an old woman is sitting in front of her. She had a strange eye and she looked scary. That woman's name was Sylvia Ganush. She tells Christine that she is struggling a lot, and right now she doesn't have money to pay the house loan. She requests Christine to increase her loan extension. Otherwise, she will become homeless. Christine feels bad for Mrs. Ganush. She wanted to help her, and she goes to her boss and tells him all this. The boss says that we have already given 2 extensions to that woman, and now I leave this decision to you, and this will tell you whether you deserve the assistant manager's post or not. Christine wanted to help Mrs. Ganush, but she also wanted that post in every way. That's why she says to Ganush that, "Sorry, I can't help you. Now you will not get any more extensions." On which Mrs. Ganush starts to fall at Christine's feet. Christine feels uncomfortable, and she calls the guards. And the rest of the people make up stories. Look at this weird old woman. They make her laugh. Mrs. Ganush thinks that Christine has insulted her in front of everyone, and she comes to attack Christine in anger. But the guards catch her and throw her out of the bank, and the boss comes and praises Christine that you did the right thing. And then he gives her a file and says, if you finalize this big loan, then you will get the assistant manager's post. And Stu was jealous to see all this from behind. After the office, when Christine starts to go home, then she sees Mrs. Ganush's car in the parking lot. From behind, Mrs. Ganush catches Christine and tries to kill her. In her defense, Christine fights back. Sometimes with a stapler, sometimes with a whip, she hits Ganush, but Ganush doesn't leave her. So Christine hits her with a seatbelt, and Ganush jumps on the front seat, after which Christine kicks her out of the car and locks the car. And then she gets happy, and she says to Ganush that you lost. Then Ganush breaks the car window with a concrete and pulls Christine out of the car, and then she takes a button from her coat. She takes it in her hand and says a long word, and then reads something, and gives it back to Christine and says that soon you will come to me and scream in front of me, like I screamed in front of you. After which Christine becomes unconscious. When she regains consciousness, she calls the police and Clay and tells them all this. And after all this, Clay takes her out to freshen up Christine's mood. Then Christine hears some voices, but Clay couldn't hear anything like that. Christine gets a strange anxiety. Then she sees a fortune teller's shop on the way. And Christine tells Clay that she has to get her fortune read. Although Clay didn't believe in all this, but he agrees for Christine. Inside, she finds a man named Ram Jas, who charges her $60 to read the fortune, and then Christine shows him her hand. As soon as he holds Christine's hand, he gets a strange feeling. He gets very scared and returns her money and asks her to leave. So people ask what happened. Tell us. So he tells that someone has done black magic on Christine. Clay says, what nonsense is this? He takes Christine and leaves from there. On the way, Clay says that all these people are like this. They make up stories to cheat people. So you relax and don't think too much. Then he drops Christine home. He says that he will be back in an hour. And then he leaves. Christine used to live alone at home. Her dad had died, and her mom is addicted to alcohol. She doesn't live with her. She only had a cat. Now Christine starts making cakes for Clay. That's when Christine feels someone's presence in the house. Then suddenly strong winds start blowing. House lights go off, and utensils in the kitchen start floating in the air. Christine gets very scared seeing all this. Then she sees a shadow, and then she gets a loud slap, and she falls far away. That's when Clay comes and takes care of her. Clay thinks that Christine was attacked by Mrs. Ganush, but Christine says that it wasn't Mrs. Ganush. Actually, I didn't see anyone. After which, Clay calls the doctor. The doctor says that Christine hasn't recovered from the accident in the parking lot. And all this is happening because of the post-traumatic effect. And after such accidents, it's normal to feel all this. Christine also listens to the doctor. And then both of them forget everything and go to sleep. While sleeping at night, a fly goes inside Christine's mouth. After that, Mrs. Ganush puts a lot of insects in her mouth. And the dream ends. Christine treats it like a nightmare. Then when Christine goes to work, she hears the sound of a fly buzzing from her stomach. That's when Stu comes and talks to her. But on the table, Christine sees Mrs. Ganush's hand instead of Stu's hand, and she shouts and drives Stu away. That's when her boss comes and says that blood is coming out of your nose, and Christine gets embarrassed and leaves, and Stu quietly steals Christine's loan file. Christine was sure that Mrs. Ganush was doing all this, so she goes to Mrs. Ganush's house to apologize to her. Mrs. Ganush's granddaughter Elena opens the door. She says that you are the one who snatched my grandmother's house. Christine says that she will get her house back and apologize to her. So Elena brings her inside the house, where she finds out shockingly that Mrs. Ganush is dead, and Elena taunts her that you are responsible for my grandmother's death. And whatever is happening to you, you deserve it. After which Christine goes to ask for help from Ram. Just Ram Yas tells her that the entity that is bothering you is Lamia. Lamia is a female demon. This demon has been summoned by black magic on your button, and that is why she is after you. Because you are the owner of this button. Lamia harasses her prey for 3 days, and in the end, she takes away her soul. So Christine asks Ramjas for a solution. Ramjas says that there is a solution. You have to make Lamia happy. You have to sacrifice to her by sacrificing an animal. Christine says that she is an animal lover, and she cannot do all this. So Jas says that when Lamia comes to take you, then you will do all that you have never thought of. And then he gives her the book of sacrifice. When she comes home, Christine starts looking at the book, but she gets scared seeing her picture and puts the book aside. That's when Lamia comes and starts haunting her. And she runs away and locks herself in her bedroom, and Lamia starts knocking on the door. So Christine calls Clay. But because of being busy at work, Clay can't pick up her call. That's when 2 shadows come out of the door and come to catch Christine, from which Christine starts running away. But Lamia picks her up in the air and starts spinning her, and then she drops her on the ground, and Christine gets worried about all this and kills her own cat. And then she buries its body in the garden of the house. That's when Clay comes there. He came to take Christine to his house for dinner. Christine thought that after the sacrifice. Now everything is fine. Then she makes a cake with her own hands and gets ready and goes to Clay's house and meets his mom and dad. Clay's mom and dad are also very happy to meet Christine, but their cat starts growling at Christine and they feel weird, because normally it didn't do that. Actually, animals like dogs, cats feel negative vibes. It is clear that Lamia's shadow did not go away from Christine. At dinner time, the same fly comes out of Christine's mouth and starts troubling them. And then she hears the sound of knocking on the front door. Christine gets worried about it and throws a glass at the door, and then starts screaming. On this, Clay's mom says that she is a very strange girl, and Christine gets embarrassed and leaves from there. And then she goes and gets angry at Ramjas, that I killed my beloved cat because of you. But nothing happened. So Ramjas says that we are dealing with a demon, and all this is not that easy. I think we will have to talk to Lemia directly. I know a lady who can do this, but it will cost a lot of money. $10,000. So for the money, Christine tells her boss that she needs the salary of the assistant manager's post in advance, to which the boss refuses. He says that the loan he gave you to approve has been canceled, and this post has been given to Stu, and Christine understands that all this is being done by Stu. But for now, she had to deal with a trouble called Lamia, so she goes home and starts collecting her things so that she can sell them and raise money. But then the spirit of Mrs. Ganesh comes and attacks Christine, and Christine somehow saves herself, after which she takes all the things and sells them. But in return, she only gets some money, with which she goes into depression and starts eating ice cream. Then Clay comes and says that he gave the money to Ramjas. Christine says that you didn't believe in all this. Clay says that, yes, I don't believe, but I can do anything for your happiness. After which Christine goes to meet that woman with Ramjas. That woman says that I have already met Lamia. She took a child in front of me, and I couldn't do anything. But this time I will defeat her, and then they prepare for the seance. And a goat is brought there. That lady says to Christine that I will call the spirit of Lamia inside me. And as soon as this happens, you immediately hold my hand and put it on the head of this goat, with which the spirit of Lamia will go inside this goat. Then she says to her assistant that as soon as the spirit of Lamia goes inside the goat, you cut off the head of this goat. And with this curse will also end. And then they call Lamia after the seance. And Lamia gets into that lady's body. Then Ramjas asks Lamia, what do you want? So Lamia says that she wants Christine. And Christine starts blaming the boss to save herself. That all this is the fault of that manager, and Ramjas stops Christine. That what are you doing? Crazy, shut up. Then Lamia comes to catch Christine. So Christine holds her hand and puts it on the head of the goat, and Lamia goes inside the goat. And the assistant comes to cut off its head, but that devil goat cuts off the assistant's hand. And Lamia's soul now goes into the body of the assistant. He attacks all of them. And Christine starts running away. But Lamia picks up the table and stops her. That's when the lady comes to her senses, and she exhausts the assistant and drives Lamia away. But a lot of her energy is lost in all this, which leads to her death. And after all this, Ramjas says, Lamia is gone now, but she will come again and she will take you. If you want to save your life, do one thing. Change the owner of this button, which means gift it to someone else. And then Lamia will take that person instead of you. Christine says, why didn't you tell me this before? Ramjas says, because by doing this, we become responsible for that person's death. And also the participants of sin. But now there is no way out. Now you have to see who you will give this gift to. It's the last night. You have to do this before morning. And then Clay comes and goes to drop Christine home. That's when Mrs. Ganesh shows him the way. And Clay breaks it. But the next moment, instead of Ganesh, he sees an old man there, who starts abusing Christine. He says that this girl will rot in hell. That's when Christine sees that the envelope fell from her hand and fell somewhere. She starts looking for it in distress. Anyway, she finds the envelope. Clay drops her home and says that he will wait for her at the station tomorrow. They were going out on vacation, and then Clay leaves from there. Then Christine goes to a restaurant and starts thinking who to give this death gift to. That's when she sees an old man who also looked very sick. Christine thinks that she should give this envelope to this old man. Anyway, he seems to be a guest for a few days, but then she sees his wife, who was taking care of him very lovingly, even in this condition. Due to which Christine's heart is torn, and she changes her mind. That's when she remembers Stu, the biggest thorn in her career. Then she calls Stu and says that if you don't come here in 10 minutes, then I will tell the boss that you stole my loan file and gave it to the other bank people. And Stu comes there shivering and starts crying in front of Christine. That please don't say anything to the boss. Christine thinks that although I don't like him at all, but I don't even want to be the reason for his death. And then she goes to Ramjas and says that, can I give this button to a dead person? Ramjas says that yes, you can do this. Then Christine takes that envelope and goes to the graveyard. Between stormy night and heavy rain, Christine digs the grave of Mrs. Ganoush and puts that envelope in Ganoush's mouth. And then she takes a breath of peace. Everything gets better the next day. Christine gets a call from the boss. He says that he got to know about Stu's scam and got him fired from the job, and when you come back from your vacation, the assistant manager's chair must be waiting for you. Then Christine happily goes to the station. That's when she sees the coat. Christine knew that Clay was going to propose to her today. That's why she wanted to wear that coat in front of him, but the shopkeeper refuses. That it's not time to open the shop yet. But after Christine's insistence, she agrees. And then she meets Clay in that coat. Here, Clay also had a ring in his hand. But that's when the most dangerous twist of this movie comes out. Before proposing, Clay takes out that envelope from his pocket and gives it to Christine and says, "That you forgot this in my car." Actually, when the envelope fell last night, it was mixed and exchanged with the envelope of Clay's coin. So the envelope that Christine has put in Ganoush's mouth, there was Clay's coin in it, and this is the same button envelope, which came back to Christine after roaming around, because of which Christine gets very scared. And she starts moving backwards, and in this panic, she falls on the track. And the train was coming from the front. But before the train crushes Christine, the demonic hands come out of the ground and start pulling Christine down. It felt like the door of hell had opened. The train also passes from above. And in front of Clay, Lamia takes Christine, and poor Clay just keeps watching. And with this movie ends here. See you with the next video. Thanks for watching.